Hey family, the battery went out on that video that I was just doing in reference to Kim K in a $750,000 vehicle. So I'm done with it. I'm over it. I'm over it. Okay. But I also want to discuss something right quick, family. And I'm talking to my ladies for a second, okay? Because when it comes down to this dating and dealing with men, a lot of us don't know. And I too, some things I don't know. Okay? I know a lot, but there are things that I don't know. Okay? I ain't gonna come on here and profess that I know everything about everything. I don't know everything about everything, but I know some things about a lot. Okay? And when it comes down to men, ladies, I can't say it enough. I cannot say it enough. See, when you first start off in a relationship, the first thing is don't ask for more than what you're willing to give in the first place. Because if your ass is not used to eating escargot and filet mignon and all these types of things, and you're not used to going down in those spagos and eating and all that kind of stuff, then why are you getting a mediocre nigga and expecting him to take your ass down here and get you, mega plates and shit that's $40 and $50? I'm just saying, okay? What is with that? Because, see, the thing is, these cats nowadays, family, these dudes don't have it. They don't have it. Okay? They don't have it to do. A lot of our brothers nowadays are on a struggle. A lot of our brothers are basically, if you find one that got his own place, you winning. Okay? Over the weekend when Tyson came to help me with Tioni's hair, and so she was telling me, she said, Tina, my dude finally got him an apartment. And so she said, girl, I didn't know what that was. I would hear you talk about it and the benefits of that and all that stuff, but I did not know until, I put out my terms and conditions with him. Yeah, we broke up for a minute, but when he came back with something. And so she was like, Tina, oh my God, I had no idea about the impact and how it feels. Just like right now, it's not the best of place, but it's his, okay? And it's like, these dudes, they ain't really got it like that. More times than not, when you meeting cats, they all, and when a nigga tell you, when he come right out and tell you that I got hurt on my goddamn job, let me dissect that shit for a motherfucking minute, okay? Because when a man come right out and he telling you, you ask, well, what do you do? Okay. Well, right now I'm kind of out on, workman's comp, or, right now I'm kind of out a little bit because I had my, this and this and this broke and my back broke. The back broke is always, that's so simple to say, okay? Whiplash and shit like that, because it's hard to prove when a person says that they have back pain. It's rather subjective. And the only way in which you can really find out about back pain is through an MRI. But unless there's a broken bone, because x-ray will show bone damage, okay, will show bone. An MRI will show soft tissue damage. And a lot of times in your back, you can have pinched nerve. Like me, I have sciatica. They didn't find that out with just a regular x-ray. Once I got the MRI, that it was then determined that, guess what? Within the the lumbar vertebrae, 4th and 5th, I had, end up having a pinched nerve there. So I still have numbing the back part of my leg, on my right side, okay? And so, and I have excruciating back pain sometime. And they were putting me on, initially I was on the Rotten, but a bitch couldn't come. So I was like, you know what, we got to change up this shit real quick. Because it affected my ability to orgasm. Hell fucking no, nigga. Give me that dime bag right there and rush me one of these cannabis cards, because right now, you trying trying to get me to take this right here, and this right here is fucking up my other abilities, and I couldn't do that. So no, let me get legal, and I can go ahead on and handle some other things. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just leave that where that's at. You take it where you need to. But anyway, but ladies, when you meet these cats, you damn sure need to come in with a questionnaire in hand when you first meet them. You got to dissect a lot of the things that are coming out of their mouth. When they say that they've been out of work, the key thing is how long? How long you been out of work? You know, that's what you want to ask them. Well, how long you been out of work? You know, you saying that you had a back problem or whatever. Okay, then how were you diagnosed? If they can't come and tell you, well, I had an MRI, then first of all, he bullshit. Because straight up and down, yeah, men can have arthritis, can have a hip problem and things of that nature or whatever. So he does have arthritis and things like that. But you know, all that back pain shit, miss me with that bullshit. Apple and Facebook join forces. Okay, cool. But yeah, you know, you gotta be cognitive and pay attention to the little bitty details and the things that a lot of these fucking men be saying. And another motherfucking thing, whenever you meet a man and he asks you, what do? You need to have a problem with it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, one thing about a real motherfucking man, a man that holds it down and has his own, he don't really give a fuck about what you're doing as long as the shit is safe and it's legal. They don't really give a fuck about what you do. They don't give a fuck whether or not you have a car. They don't, a lot of them don't even give a fuck that you have a roommate or that you live with someone, you still stay with your mamas, because women, that's just something that we can get away with not having, okay? But when it comes down to a man and he talking about I'm living in the basement of my uncle's spot, then therefore that's kind of like, nigga, what's the problem? What's wrong? You know, when a man gets talking about he ain't got no car, it's like, you know what, nigga, okay, why don't you have a car? Because you need a car to go make money. So, you know, why don't you have a car? It makes no sense whatsoever to meet a man and he don't have a vehicle to drive. That shit to me just don't float. It don't. Now, unless your shit just got repoed within the last few weeks, then therefore, okay, well, you know what, he's on a Benz right now, but you know what, he had this car and they just took it. But still within a period of time, nigga, you need to be getting you something else to roll with. You really need to be getting you something else to roll with. So don't feel dismayed when you say, you know, you meet a man and you telling him, oh, well, I don't have, you know, I really don't have a car. Brothers don't really trip on that shit. They really don't. Because how many men do you know want to really sit on the passenger side of your ride? The only kind that's down with it is nothing ass niggas. Them the only ones that's rolling with that. But a man that has his own and a man that's responsible, he ain't down with rolling on the passenger side of your goddamn car. He's not down with that. Nor is he cool with getting in your goddamn ride and rolling like it's his unless he's taking that shit to the car wash, or taking that shit to go get a tire change, or taking that shit to go get your brakes bled, or whatever the case. Okay? So let's just go on and scratch that shit out too. Okay? About this the vehicle shit, because men don't really, a real grown ass man don't really give a fuck about you not having a car. They ain't tripping on that. But when you meet a motherfucker and he hit you up with, do you have your own place? You need to be concerned. Because, nigga, are you trying to move in? I mean, why are you asking me, do I live alone? Do I have my own place? Because more times than not, guess what? He's that put something on it type motherfucker. He wants to move into your spot, okay? And then he wants to help you pay your cable bill and your rubbish and your lights and all that kind of shit. He just want to put something on it. He want to dick you down while your kids are asleep, or y'all done put on, you know, Cartoon Network and shit, done turned that up, gave him a couple of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches while y'all doing the grown-up back there in the back. That's not where it's at. That is not where it's at, ladies. Now, that's what I'm saying to you. The way it starts off, if you don't meet a motherfucker and give him your terms and conditions, then therefore I tell you what, you on the road of being played. You are on the road of getting played. I'm telling you what the fuck I know, not what the fuck I read. Okay? So, once again, You need to, before you meet these motherfuckers, and especially some of you ladies that's meeting these motherfuckers on Black people, Black Planet and Black People Meet and motherfucking Facebook or wherever the fuck y'all meeting these niggas at nowadays. You really need to be cognitive of them motherfuckers right there. The internet ass nigga or the chat line nigga, first of all, it's a handicap some fucking where. Because for me to meet a man and I gotta meet your ass online, what is wrong with your game? Why is it the fact that you got to go, because to me you sound like a motherfucking predator. That's what you sound like to me. You sound like a motherfucking predator and you preying upon the weak. A lot of these men know that a lot of women want to be married. A lot of women want to be monogamous. A lot of women want families. A lot of women want a father figure for their sons and all that other shit, right? So if he constantly online, you know, and when you go back online, whatever site you met his ass on, and you go back on that motherfucker just on some incognito shit, but yet you see his light on, that means he's online talking to somebody else other than you. Which means he's preying upon the weak. He's basically looking around and peeking around and all this type of shit to get a harem. He want a line of different pussies. He want his own flavor of the month. This nigga want options. Okay? And you're not option A or B. You're down the line. You're down the list. You know, so, I mean, not saying that it's a bad thing to meet a man online. I'm not saying that because I've met some really, really cool guys online. I was on Black People Meet years ago, the early 2000s, when I first separated from my husband, and I had got on Black People Meet. I met some of the coolest motherfuckers. I met niggas that wanted to fuck. I also met niggas that was willing to buy plane tickets. Nigga, I done flew all over the motherfucking place. Hell fucking yeah. I was flying. Nigga, I was all down there. I had met this one guy, and he lived in Virginia. Sent me a plane ticket, all kinds of shit. Sent me money to get outfits, all kinds of shit. Yeah, when I got down there on that end, we was fucking. You know? But still to this day, we're pretty rather cool. You know, he's on my Facebook and all that old type of shit. We're cool as fuck. But, you know, at the time, I really was thinking that, you know, we had a love affair going. You can't have no serious love affair with a motherfucker that don't live in your area. Nigga, if you are out of the circumference of a 50-mile radius, then therefore that relationship is going to struggle. And I'm going to tell you why. For the simple fact that, you know, you could be on the phone all day long with a motherfucker. Wait a minute, where is Exhibit A or B? Hold the fuck up. Let me get this exhibit right quick. You could be on the phone with a motherfucker all day long, and unless you could see his expressions, and you could tell on how the highs and lows of his fucking voice, you can't tell that shit by being on the phone. You could be on the phone all day long. Yeah, baby. Yeah, and what you doing now? What you do today? Oh, okay. Were you thinking about me today? And all that old type of shit. Yeah, you could talk about all that shit all day long. They ain't doing nothing but feeding you the bobo. They feeding you some bullshit that they know that you want to hear. And then after they hang up with your motherfucking ass, then guess what? They call it, cherry drop 52 or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? They calling the next bitch after you tell them, well, you know what? I'm getting ready to get in the shower right quick. I need to go and, you know what I'm saying, peppermint soap. And, I'll call you back in a few minutes, or I got to make the kids dinner, or whatever the case you're telling him, right? And then after you hang up with the phone with him, boo, guess what he's doing? Oh, what's up, Jackie? Yeah, nothing, baby. I was thinking about you all day. What you been up to? I hear you. You know, Daddy can't wait to see you, right? They spitting that same shit to you. They spitting that shit to somebody else. It's a strain on the relationship when the mileage is greater than 50 miles from your home, because you don't know what the fuck he's doing. And I understand that we are supposed to walk by faith and not by sight, but I tell you what, ladies, these men are very clever. And a lot of these men are still on that ratio shit. Well, it's 10 to 1. Well, let me tell you something about it. All 9 of them motherfuckers ain't gonna want your ass. So yeah, you can kick that shit out if you want to about what the ratio is and all that old type of old shit. Because all them motherfuckers ain't gonna dig your ass. You know, so then therefore cut that out, throw that back. But ladies, if you do not put out your terms and conditions when you first meet these motherfuckers and tell them what you're willing to sign up for, what is a definite no-no, and what you might go along with. That's what, that's what you need to keep to yourself. And what you might go along with, don't tell them just yet. Don't tell these motherfuckers on how many partners you have. Don't tell these motherfuckers if you drink. You damn sure don't want to tell a nigga that you smoke weed. Don't ever tell a man that you smoke weed, because now he's gonna put you in a category of the Nickerson Gardens. Now he's gonna put you up as some old Key Lolo, backwoods, the hood type of shit. So it's up to you. You can tell him that shit if you want to, but he's going to look at you differently. Now, it's okay if you indulge. Hey, I indulge myself, but I'm 2 times motherfucking grown, and I'm legal with mine. Now, one thing about the state of California, your officer, you ain't gonna take me no motherfucking way after I get through whipping out this motherfucking wallet right here and showing you what the motherfucking business is. Bam! I'm going home tonight. Because guess what? I got some chicken and shit to fry, and you hold me the fuck up. Go ahead on and call this number on here and call the doctor and verify my shit, so then therefore I can go ahead on. If you're gonna write me a ticket, then goddamn it, write me one. But you're gonna write me one for going through this motherfucking red light right here, because all this right here is my issue and I'm legal with it. So that's what's happening on that shit. But I'm telling you ladies, don't ever tell a man that you smoke weed. Let that shit be a surprise after y'all done been together for a little while. If he want to get fucked up, let him get fucked up. If he want to drink, let him drink. Let him do all of that shit. Be composed, hold it down until after the relationship has been established. And when I say been established, you know the relationship is established when he done took you around his friends. He done brought you to the house. He done introduced you to the family. He giving you a title. He done spent a little bit of money on your ass. I'm not saying a whole lot, but within his budget, you know what I'm saying? He done what he could. Then therefore, he's putting you in a particular category, and he's seeing you a certain type of way. Then once a man sees you a particular kind of way, then yeah, you can throw the F-bombs out there and call a gang of motherfuckers and all that old type of shit. Because see, when I first met Ken, guess what? First of all, I didn't even smoke weed. I didn't smoke weed, first of all. Then on top of that, I did not, I don't smoke, I don't really drink anyway, so I didn't do that. But I am a cusser. So that could be, that could be a definite to a lot of niggas. And a lot of niggas don't like no woman with no foul-ass mouth. So, it's not the fact that you have to be somebody that you're not. No, it's the fact that you just have to be composed. It's a getting to know you stage. It's a honeymooning stage. Everybody trying to figure out what buttons they can push, how far can they push the lever over, that type of shit, okay? And which that's cool. It's fair game. You know what I'm saying? We're just getting to know each other or whatever. He probably still kicking it with Karen and still probably bumping ass, with that other nigga that you don't know about because his ass is bisexual. Ain't no telling what the fuck he still got going on. So then therefore, at the beginning stages, you don't put certain things out. But you do want to fill a nigga out. You do want to fill him out. You want to get down a piece of paper, and when you just got your feng shui on and you kicking it, start writing down some shit. Do you have children? When was the last time you've been to your child's parents' conference at the school? Because that's going to tell you right then and there if he's really active in his child's life. When you ask a man, when was the last time you went and had a sit down with your son's teacher? And he get to talking about, baby, why you ask me that? I ain't even been, but I went the last time though. But his mama went this last time. All that old type of shit, it's a wrap already. He already on some dumb shit already. When you meet a man and he tell you that I got a son that's 3 years old, and when you finally meet this motherfucker and it ain't no car seat in the back seat of the car or in back there in the trunk or over there at the house or whatever have you, it's a problem, because that means that his visitation rights is fucked up. When a man has a small child like that, and I think the weight now is 65 pounds, that they have to be in a booster seat, they have to be in a car seat of some sort, because otherwise they can't drive with them like that in the car. So when he tells you that he has a small daughter, but you see no car seats and shit, it's a motherfucking problem. That means that his ass got a visitation issue. Whenever you meet a man, ladies, you need to ask him. Let me tell you one thing you need to ask him. One thing you need to ask him, if I talk to your ex, what would she say good about you and what would she say bad? If he come right off, well, why you asking me that? And that's my own personal business. And why you need to meet Sharon and all that old type of shit? It's a problem. It's a major problem. When you meet a man and you ask him, what's your criminal background? Have you ever been arrested? Oh, well, I ain't never been to prison. Well, basically what the fuck he telling you? Yeah, I've been detained downtown, but I ain't never been down, you know what I'm saying, where you got to get on the freeway and go down there within the mountains and shit. I ain't never been to the prison, you know what I'm saying, that they be showing on Spike TV and all that other shit. I ain't never been to one of them, but I have been downtown. Nigga, that's still a problem, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Based on what the circumstances were, that could be a problem. But they don't want to come out and tell you, well, yeah, or he come right out and say, well, you know what, I had a misdemeanor. Well, hell, I got a misdemeanor too. A lot of people do got misdemeanors. That's not no big old to do, not to me. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what that misdemeanor is in, though. And if he don't want to share that information, then nigga, guess what? That is a serious character flaw. I don't have any secrets when it comes down to the people that are closest to me, or when I meet a man or whatever and I'm getting to know him and he's getting to know me. I'm not saying that I'm putting all my cards out at the table and we eating cheddar biscuits and motherfucking goddamn clam chowder and shit. This nigga got the all you can eat motherfucking crab leg plate. I'm not saying that you put out all your business down there. I'm not saying that then. But you want to know what you're dealing with, and I'm certain he wants to know what he's dealing with too. Because see, this nigga more time than not, like I said before, niggas is looking to move in on bitches nowadays. Niggas is looking to figure out, okay, well, how old are your children? Reason why they trying to find out how old your children is, because he knows that if you have a teenage son, your son is looking at this motherfucker like, nigga, what's happening?
Pakistan suddenly shut down the most important supply routes for
U.S.
troops in Afghanistan.
Excuse me. And he also knows that, you know what, if I got her back in here and we fucking and stuff, then this child right here is old enough to know the difference, and he's old enough to know what's happening. You know what I mean? So, and then there's some men that don't give a fuck. You need to be mindful of them motherfuckers, because if you meet a man and he's willing to fuck you in your house in front of before your children, not saying it's in front of them, but your children are in the back room, you need to really have a problem with that. Seriously. You need to seriously have a problem with that. Hell no, I ain't finna cook no goddamn fish sticks and tater tots and shit and put my kids in front of Gullah Gullah Island for you to be going on, sucking on my pussy back in the room. Nigga, it ain't happening like that. Where's your spot at? Okay? And if in case a man do move into your goddamn spot, first of all, you gotta evict his ass when you ready for that motherfucker to go, because you just can't put him out. That's against the law. And especially if that motherfucker got more than one pair of shoes at the house, he's considered as a resident now. You cannot just change the locks and put the motherfuckers out. Based on different states, nigga, your ass will be in contempt and all kind of motherfucking problems. And he can sue your ass for whatever the maximum is in small claims court, because he can come in and say, well, you know what, my Madden 12 is gone, and I had a PlayStation 3 with all the this, that, and this. When I came back to come get my shit, it was gone. Guess who got to pay for that shit? Once it's been determined that that shit was in your house, and you done changed locks and saying that you put the shit, nigga shit out at the door and all that other kind of shit, something happened to a shit, you liable for that. You don't want to go through all of that shit. You don't want to go through none of that shit. So key thing is, don't move a motherfucker in your house. And if a man does come and stay the night, God forbid, especially when you have children and all that, and a man comes stay the night at your house, because he done stay the night at mine, okay? But he has stayed the night at my house when my kids were not there. But if a man come and stay the night at your house, nigga, it got to be a cutoff date. Okay, you coming for the weekend? Oh, okay. Oh, you coming for the night? Oh, okay. And right when y'all motherfuckers is eating scrambled eggs and drinking on that motherfucking Sunny Delight, Okay, so baby, so what all you got to do today? Cause you know what, damn, I forgot that I was supposed to go over here with my girl. Me and her, we supposed to go, Tyler Perry movie coming up. We supposed to, go check this movie out. It's gonna be a girl night. You got to do all kind of shit and all kind of tricks and shit to get this motherfucker out. All that old shit. Key thing is, do not put a man in your house. Ladies, it will be hard pressed to get that motherfucker out. Don't do it to yourself. And when they get to asking about whether or not you got your own place, sometimes it ain't even a good idea to tell a motherfucker that. I know it sounds good. Oh yeah, I got my own place, and yeah, I got a car, and a motherfucker asks you what you do for a living. First of all, a real man don't even ask you what the fuck you do for a living, because really he ain't really tripping on that shit, because he got his own in the first place. But when a man get to ask you, well, what all do you do? And all that old type of shit. Yeah, this nigga, in about 3 more weeks, this nigga gonna need white tees. He gonna want the white socks that, just come to the ankle length. He gonna want the new Jordans that came out. Yeah, he gonna want the, I need a Bluetooth. My Bluetooth went out on my phone, and you know what, baby? What cellular service you got? Can I get on your plan? And all that old type of shit. Fuck all that. Fuck that. Ladies, quit doing it. Because what we doing is we making these niggas so trifling. And then you want to get mad because now that he's over here with these white bitches and all that old type of shit. I'm not precious. I don't give a fuck about none of that. But all I'm saying is, well, that's a whole nother video. I ain't gonna even go into that shit. I ain't going into it. I ain't finna step into them waters. I ain't finna do it. You ain't finna get me do it, family. I ain't doing it. So I'm gonna leave that shit alone.